Hi friends, today our topic is Capa. What is a Capa and what are the guidance reference for the Capa and what are the sources for a Capa and what is the procedure and implementation plan for a Capa and what is the importance of Capa. Let us see what is a Capa. In terms of abbreviation, it is a corrective action and a preventive action. Corrective action and preventive action is a development plan or improvement plan for an organization to eliminate the causes of non-conformities or other undesirable situations. COPPA is a set of rules or regulations required for an organization to implement in the system like manufacturing, documentation, procedure, system or facilities to rectify or eliminate the cause of non-conformities in order to prevent the occurrence or recurrence of the non-conformity. So what are the guidelines? There are a lot of guidelines talks about this kappa. In that guidelines, one is ICH Q7. ICH Q7 guideline talks about this kappa. It is a good manufacturing practices guideline for the API manufacturing. And second one, ICH Q10 guideline. It is a pharmaceutical quality system guideline talks about this kappa. And another guideline, ISO 9000 2015 guideline, pharmaceutical quality management system guideline talks about this kappa. So before going to know about this kappa completely, we should know the sources. As per this ISO guideline, it is clearly mentioned that the kappa may be from any of the aspect like suppose outcome of the audit findings. It may be internal audit, customer audit or regulatory audit and maybe outcome of the investigations like deviation investigations, OOS investigations and customer complaints and product recalls and written goods and during maybe management review meetings or annual product quality review meetings and outcome of the trend evaluation like OOT and environmental monitoring studies and assessment on regulatory enforcement actions. During their regulatory inspections, they find any gaps, some gaps in the pharmaceutical firms. They have to give some guidance document or enforcement actions on the firm. Then, as a quality system, we have to proactively go and verify all. We have to do an assessment on the regulatory enforcement actions, and we have to propose a CAPA. And as part of continuous improvement in the process or product quality, we may go for a implementation of this CAPA. These are the some sources for the CAPA. And what is the procedure and implementation plan for the CAPA? In terms of procedure, the CAPA divided into three categories: correction and corrective action and preventive action. What is a correction? Suppose during our any audit or investigation, suppose we may find some error, gap in the system or procedure or facility or in personnel, then we have to do some action. That is a correction is nothing but it's a repair, rework or readjustment to the existing non-conformity to proceed further, to complete the task, to complete the activity further. For an example, suppose in terms of product quality failures, it is a process related, then we have to go for a rework or reprocessing or comes under the correction. And what is a corrective action? Corrective action is nothing but it's a action taken to eliminate the detected non-conformity, the problem, the gap, to avoid the recurrence is nothing but the same error, the same problem, the same non-conformity should not repeat in the same facility, same product, same system. We have to propose such type of action. It is called a corrective action. For an example, training will come under the corrective action, and this one some error proofing methodologies, audible or visible alarms, and improvement in the training programs and improvement in the maintenance schedules. These all comes under the corrective action. And preventive action. Preventive action is nothing but it's an action taken to eliminate the potential source of the non-conformity to avoid the occurrence is nothing but it should not be occur in any of the facility, any of the product, any of the system. Such type of problem should not repeat again. That is nothing but preventive action. Preventive action is nothing but it is a proactive methodology for an organization. They don't want to wait for the problem. They have to go for a proactive methodology to avoid the problems. Like example, our preventive maintenance schedules of instruments and equipments and MRM meetings and annual product quality reviews and trend evaluation of the data. These are comes under the preventive action category. And for proposing a effective Capa implementation of Capa, we should do some homework. That is nothing but there are 5 steps are there. We have to identification. We have to identify the gap, the problem, the non-conformity first. Then we have to evaluate. We have to analyze all the data. We have to evaluate the problem. What is the impact of that problem on the other systems or facilities and quality system. Then we have to go for a investigation. We have to go for a thorough investigation for the non-conformity. We have to find out the exact source, the potential source for the non-conformity. Then we have to go for a, and fourth point, we have to go for a implementation of Capa. We have to go for an action plan implementation of the Capa to avoid the recurrence of the problem. Finally, we have to go for a effectiveness verification. Effectiveness is nothing but follow action. We have to go for a follow action. It is not like we have proposed one Capa. It is not enough the action. We have to go for a follow-up action. We have to verify the effectiveness of the effectiveness verification of the Capa. It is mandatory. And for this effective implementation of Capa, we have to follow a simple methodology, PDCA cycle. PDCA cycle is nothing but plan, do, and check. Plan, do, check, and act. Plan, do, check, and act. This is a PDCA cycle. Plan, do, check, and act. We have to plan. We identify some non-conformity. We have to plan for what to do. What is the planning for the to avoid the non-conformity, and we have to do something. We have to do some exercise, do some implementation. Then we have to go for check, means nothing but monitoring and reviewing that Capa. And finally, suppose any gap identified in the Capa implementation, we have to go for again act on the Capa. We have to reopen the Capa. We have to again go and say recycle, plan, do, check, and act cycle for implementation of a proper Capa. And let us take an example. Suppose one of the instrumented equipment preventive maintenance is not completed within the stipulated time or scheduled time. Then what is your correction? Your correction should be you have to complete the pre-em activity immediately. And what is the corrective action? Corrective action should be you have to provide a training to all the concerned team to avoid such type of incidents in future, and you should create awareness to the preventive maintenance schedules to all the concerned people. And preventive action will come. You should evaluate a automatic notification system to be evaluated by the system. Everybody concerned person should get the alarms and notifications before the scheduled timings to complete the activity. And another example, suppose during laboratory testing, one of the analysts has used an expired standard for the testing. What is your correction then? You have to correct, your correction should be, you have to complete the testing by using a right standard, and your corrective action should be, you have to give a awareness time to the people, concerned people, and they should aware the how to ensure the validity and how to check the validity for uses of the standards, and you have to remove that standard from the location is nothing but corrective action. And preventive action, you should have a procedure to verify periodically all the available standards, periodically, monthly or bi-monthly or tri-monthly, in order to verify the validities of all the standards, in order to remove the expert standards and disposal of the standards. So this is nothing but simply corrective action and preventive action. And what is the importance of this Kappa? Kappa is very important. Why? Because in recent observations or regulatory agencies, they are focusing more on quality system failures. They are focusing on the Kappa, like they are giving some warnings to the firms like inadequate Kappa training. They are proposing as a preventive action, and there is no follow-up action for the Kappa, and root cause not sufficient, and the repeated concern even implementation after implementing the kappa, so the problem is reoccurring, and kappa is not extended to the other aspects and facilities if it is a mnc. And these are the some examples, recent fda warning letters. And this kappa is a very important aspect for a quality system to proactively propose a kappa to ensure the product quality, safety and efficacy. And it is a regulatory requirement as per ISO Q10 guideline section 3.3. It is clearly says that the pharmaceutical company should have a kappa system for the product throughout the product life cycle. Is nothing but product development stage to tech transfer, the commercial manufacturing up to discontinuation of the product. This is kappa is very important. So this is briefly about the kappa. I hope you will understand today's topic. We will discuss another topic in further classes. Thank you.